All right, what's up, people? So I'm not even gonna show that coffee because I messed it up. I didn't have the right filter for it. I tried to improvise. See what happens when you improvise with the wrong stuff. First of all, I need you guys to go ahead and subscribe. If you're watching this, I really appreciate it. If you're already subscribed, then hey, welcome back. New people, do your boy a favor. All right, so today we're gonna be talking about the Fujifilm 50R. All right, yeah, it's an older camera, but I still like it. I actually just bought it a few weeks ago. I traded in all my Canon gear for this camera, so no more Canon at all. Canon is officially gone. Won't shoot with it again unless somebody buys me one. I'm not buying it. So yeah, we're gonna start off with basically what is this camera? Why should you use it? Who's it for? Why am I using it? What I like about it, what I don't like about it. A medium format camera has a larger sensor than a normal 35mm sensor or 35 sensor, and definitely a larger format than a crop sensor. Mirrorless sensors are found in Fuji's normal cameras like the X-T4, X-E4, X100, F or whatever. Those are crop sensors. And then you have your full frames such as Canon, 5D Mark IV, your Sony cameras, most of them are full frame. And then you have the medium format, which is huge compared to that. So that is medium format, and this is the X-T4. Oh, by the way, I bought a X-T4 too. So yeah, we'll talk about that on another video though. So if you compare these side by side, they are like completely different. It's like you could fit two of these inside of here. Is that not crazy? That's crazy. That's yeah. Anyway, like I said, I'm not gonna keep you guys here long. The reason I bought this camera is because I wanted a medium format camera that was digital. So I wouldn't have to develop photos, or I wouldn't have to send them off if I didn't want to develop them myself, or I just didn't have time. Now I can easily take it from the memory card straight to the computer, edit, do what I gotta do. I normally shoot medium format on the Pentax 6.7, which is a film camera. I love it. Only thing is, I'm gonna have to set up those film stocks on the digital side to get them to look exactly alike or similar. That's the only downside to it. With this being a medium format digital camera, you have a lot of information, and it is, I believe, 51 megapixels, maybe a little bit more, and that is a lot of information that's inside of that image. So what that means is you can crop a lot more on a medium format image and still remain a lot of detail, a lot of information, and it'll look like it was shot that way intentionally, instead of sometimes you crop it and you get like all kind of grain or all kind of pixelation. You don't have the issue with this camera because of how much information is stored in it. So when I bought this camera, I paired it with the 63mm lens, which is equivalent to almost a 50mm lens on a full format camera. So these pictures that I've shown up throughout me talking, those are the pictures that I've taken since I've had this camera. I've played around with it. I've shot various different things like photo shoots. I've shot friends and family, you know, just to kind of get a feel for it. And personally, there are some things that I like and some things that I don't like. And we'll start with what I don't like first, and then we'll jump into what I do like. So what I don't like is the slowness. I know a lot of people were saying that, oh, this camera's so slow, it focused slow. When I was first shooting, I was like, y'all tripping, it ain't that bad. However, they're not lying. They're telling the truth, because in certain conditions where you don't have a lot of light, it tends to focus hunt, or it tends to have a hard time finding that spot where you want to focus. So that's kind of a thing, but not really a thing. But I noticed that when I was trying to shoot in the studio with these pictures, and we was using strobe, which is flash photography, it had a hard time focusing because it could not see the person. Although there was plenty of light, it just had a hard time. Maybe I'm doing something wrong in the settings, I don't know. But I had a hard time with that. That was pretty much the only time I had a hard time focusing. But once I got it to focus, the image still came out great. There were a few tries that I had to do. The next thing would be the battery. The battery isn't a kicker, but it's still a thing. It's a little slow, but you have to keep in mind that this is a huge camera. It's working a lot harder than a regular camera. So the battery has to be up to par. So you're gonna need multiple batteries is basically what I'm saying. If you're gonna shoot this all throughout the day or for several hours, you're gonna need an extra battery. Do I have one yet? No, I should get one though. That's it for dislikes. What I do like is I like the build of it. It kind of has that aesthetic to an SLR film camera, or at least that's how I feel. I mean, of course you got this here, but yeah. Oh, one more thing I want to add to the dislikes before we just go too far. This does not flip like over or out to the side, so you cannot take a selfie or a time group photo with your family. That's not a thing with this one, unless you use the remote, which the remote app is a whole different story. Anyway, so yeah, but I like the build of it. It's very, very solid. It feels heavy, but not too heavy. It's not light, but it's not like, oh my God, my arm is hurting. I love the weight on it. I don't have a problem with it. The ability to crop, I just mentioned that earlier. With it being a medium format camera, you have a lot more information retained inside the image. And then we have the colors. Fujifilm is a very good brand. They have done a great job with keeping that nostalgia of a film camera and film aesthetic. So their colors are kind of reminiscent to that. And then I mentioned that it was a digital medium format camera. Yeah, I mean, that's dope as hell. The reason why I chose this camera is because I really like what Fujifilm is doing. I love their look. I love their brand. I love the fact that they show love to different types of people, like young, old, black, white, Asian. It doesn't matter. They don't really care. They show love. They showed me love several times, whereas the other guys haven't shown me anything, but that's besides the point. I love this camera. I'm glad I bought it. Like I said, I traded in all my Canon gear for this, and I do not regret it. These pictures that I've taken, I love every single one of them. I just love how much information is inside this picture. I love the colors in it. There's nothing bad I could say about this camera other than what I've said about the slowness, the focus, and the battery, which is stuff that I can literally live through. You have to know your limitations, and I know my limitations. So, am I going to take this camera out to do sports photography or something that's moving fast? Nah. But if I got like a shoot where it's set up right and I can take my time, heck yeah, I'm gonna use that. So I would say it's mainly aimed towards portraiture and editorial. I hope I said that right. Portraits and editorial. That's gonna be my main focus. But don't let me tell you what you can use this camera for. If you want to pick it up, use it for whatever you want to. You may see fit for it. I don't truly know what you'll be doing with it, but I know what I'll be doing with it. What do you guys think about the Fujifilm 50R? Were the pictures hard as hell, or were they slow? What y'all think? Let me know your favorite picture. I ain't even gonna tell y'all my favorite one. I'm just gonna pop it up. If you made it this far, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure you like the video. Make sure you comment. Let's chop it up about the Fujifilm 50R. And yeah, I will see you guys next time.